The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have the incredibly talented and gorgeous Donna Mills coming on, and then we have radio host, actor, writer, producer Gary Leavitt, who does over 1,000 voices. So it should be a very interesting show today. Before we get started and start talking to everybody, let's first say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm excited about today's show because I met Donna. I met her years ago, and I'll tell you all about it when I interview her. But right now, I'd like to speak about AJ.
Hang on. Wait. Don't do that yet. Let me say hi to the chat room.
Oh, okay.
What's up, chat room? So we got Julia from Russia's in the chat room. Backpack John, Teresa. I want to give a shout out to Mark Phillips, you guys. Mark Phillips, believe it or not, when he was in high school, he worked for me when I worked for this clothing store in South Florida. He was like this genius athletic kid. You know how like the genius kids are always like the geeky ones? Well, he was the genius jock. And he was in the military, so thank you for your service. And I think maybe works for Tesla or something. I'm not exactly sure, but he's in the chat room. So hello. Bruno's also just joined us in the chat room. Jason Taylor's in the chat room. What's up, Jason? Nice to see you, and we want to thank everybody. And now we'll let Ron go.
Only because Ron's a little annoyed. You know, it was my birthday, and every year Jimmy and I, as a joke, go to Denny's because I get a free Grand Slam meal. And we make it public, like Jimmy's Cheap, you know, that kind of a thing like years ago they used to do with Jack Benny, the famous comedian. We go to Denny's. And I showed my driver's license to the waitress, and she said, "Oh, no, we don't do that anymore with driver's licenses." I said, "Oh, you're not offering a free Grand Slam on my birthday?" She said, "Oh, yes, we are. But you have to go online, apply for a coupon. When you get the coupon, you show it to me, and then I will give you your complimentary Grand Slam." Well, I thought to myself, think of all the people my age. I'm 82 years old. Think of all the people my age who don't know how to use a cell phone or who have one only for an emergency. People that are on Social Security that really don't have a lot of money. And maybe they look forward to going to Denny's and getting a free Grand Slam. Well, if they do and they don't know how to do it, they don't get it. To me, that's misleading. I think Denny's is doing a terrible thing doing that to senior citizens. It's good for the kids because the kids know how to work it. Jimmy did. He did it well, but he never got the coupon. So we left.
They have to send you an email, and the email never came. Actually, it did came. It came 2 days later.
So we left in haste. And I said to the proprietor or the manager, whoever she was, I said, "Listen, honey, this is against old people. It's not fair. It's not right. And Denny's has got to change that and make it where you simply show your driver's license." I think that's sufficient enough.
I agree.
They don't want us to show a driver's license for voting. They feel that's an invasion of our privacy. If we have to be forced to show proof. Well, we have to be forced to show proof to eat at Denny's. I mean, think about it, folks. So if you are a Denny's client, shall I say?
Patron.
Well, client, patron, whatever you are. I can't find the words. I'm still sleeping. But I had a bad night's sleep thinking about this Denny's thing. Anyway, I would suggest that you go in and complain about it. And I wish to see, because they threatened me. The girl behind the desk said, "Oh, we're going to have our manager watch your show." I said, "Good. It's the beginning of our show. The first 5 minutes, I do about and around town, what's going on in Palm Springs." Palm Springs is a very nice neighborhood with very nice people. And I think we should be treated well. Being 82 years old, it's a little difficult sometimes to remember things, to know how to use all the modern day equipment that we're handed. So have a little compassion, because one day, if you're lucky, you may be 80 years old.
There you go. It was all good, and hope everybody else had a great Memorial Day weekend. Everything for us, we were doing a lot of stuff working around the house, and
Yep.
and
Nightmare Alley, I call our house. I mean, talk about, it wouldn't be bad if the workers spoke English, but none of them speak English. So you're standing there saying you're doing it incorrectly, and they just smile. And you want to scream and say, "Listen, I don't speak Spanish, but I speak Italian." And when I speak Italian, they still look there smiling because they don't understand Italian either. So what the hell do you have to do today? You have to hire an interpreter to get your contractor to do what you want him to do. Anyway, they botched up on the concrete. The alley that they cemented as a dog run has cracked. The back window that they blew out the wall and put in the sliding glass door, when they did the stucco, they sprayed it the wrong color. Our house is sort of an old greenish gold. They sprayed it peach. So now we have this big peach arch going around the window, and it almost looks like, what's his name? The famous painter of what was his name that did the rainbows? I loved him. The famous artist of the 70s, Peter Max.
Oh,
now
Peter
our
Max,
house
okay.
looks like a Peter Max painting. But anyway, little by little, it's getting there, and it's starting to look beautiful. And I'm happy because we don't have drapes on the windows yet. I'm waiting for an electric rod to arrive that I ordered. This way, the drapes will open automatically at 8 o'clock in the morning and close automatically at 8 o'clock at night. They're blackout drapes, and hopefully it'll keep the dogs who sleep with us from getting up at daybreak. Like 6 o'clock this morning when I was woken up by my little guy Astro jumping all over my belly and kissing me. It's a lovely way to wake up, but not at 6 in the morning, Astro. Jimmy, your hand is in the way.
I'm trying to move it over.
Oh, well, that's good. You should have done that before it went on the air. Anyway, I lie in bed and daylight comes and I look out through the sliding glass doors and I see our beautiful gazebo and my white roses and the beautiful red flowers and yellow flowers and orange flowers. Our garden is absolutely an enchantment. So I'm happy with everything. So all of you out there that wanted to know what was going on with our construction, there you go. Aren't you sorry you asked? Now, if what's her name is going to ask about my wristwatch, which she does every week, I'm wearing a Movado that my daughter Leslie got me when she was in high school. She worked part-time at Bloomingdale's in Garden City, Long Island. And she saved up the money, and with her discount, she bought me this Movado wristwatch. So its value today to me is priceless. There is no money in the world that could ever get it off my wrist because it was given to me.
There you go.
By my wonderful daughter, Leslie.
So real quick, everybody, you can hear the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. Those are the most. We're on about 160 platforms. We want to welcome everybody in the chat room. We're going to bring on our first guest because she's already here. So
I'm excited because I have a nice story to tell her.
Our first guest is Donna Mills, you guys. She's an icon. She's gorgeous. She's fabulous. And we're ready to rock and roll. Bring her in, Juan.
Let's go. There she is. Look at her. Miss Donna Mills. My story. I can't wait to tell you.
We got to introduce her.
I'm so excited. How beautiful she is. I love her already.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the gym. Actually, say something. Let's make sure we can hear you, Donna.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. All right, good.
Yes?
All right, everybody.
Okay.
Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and beautiful Donna Mills. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. So nice to be with you.
So before
Now
we
I
get
wanna
started,
tell my
hang on.
story.
Let me introduce my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
He does this every week. He makes me nuts. I just like to get right to the nitty gritty.
No, wait.
There's
Just
more
wait.
waiting.
Yeah,
What
say
kind of-
hi.
I'm getting older by the minute now.
We're married. Don't worry. We do this all the time. It's normal.
Anyway,
Hold on. Now, Donna, we have a chat room that's filling up, so please say hi to everybody in the chat room. Just say, hey, what's up, chat room?
Hey there.
There
Hi.
you go. There you go. All right, now you can
now
go.
may I-
Ron's so excited to talk
I
to
am
you.
excited. There's a place outside of Beverly Hills called Beverly Glen. Up at Beverly Glen was a pizzeria called San Angelo's, I believe. Well, I was up there having pizza with Diane Parkinson and Janice Pennington from The Price is Right. And walking across from the parking lot to the door was this beautiful, very beautiful, scrubbed young woman. Not a drop of makeup. Her hair was pulled back in a ponytail. She was in jeans and I believe a dungaree shirt, accompanied by a very attractive man. And as she walked by, she stopped at our table and said hello to, I believe it was Diane or Jan or both. And I was introduced to her, and she was Donna Mills. And I have got to tell you that Donna Mills in person, without a drop of makeup, is so far more beautiful than she ever was on Knox Landing. And if you think she was gorgeous on Knox Landing, she looked about 16 years old. I mean, she is a babe. She was beautiful, and when she smiled, no, listen, Donna, you got a smile that kills people. I mean, when you were standing there smiling, I fell in love with you, and I was gay. I thought, Jesus, I'm getting confused. But no, you were very sweet. Did you ever marry the guy you were with? He was cute.
I don't remember who I was with.
This is going back about 30 years, maybe 20 something. You know, when it was. Didn't Vanna White marry him, the son of San Angelo's?
No, it was Santo Pietro's.
Santo Pietro's, right? You got the name right.
The pizza place. And
Pizza
she
place.
did. She married. She married him, yeah.
He had a strange name. It was a nickname.
And since has divorced him.
Right. But
Yeah.
I remember that. And the pizza was delicious. And I loved it. It was this little enclave outside of Beverly Hills that nobody knew about. And all of the celebrity people used to hang there. So many. You'd be shocked to know who used to be up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, my dear?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm good.
I
Now that you're here, I'm even better.
I have to tell you, you are so
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
What a beautiful woman.
I
Thank
can't
you.
even believe, like, you don't age, which kudos to you. Ron is like that too. Ron last week we did his birthday show. He turned 82.
82.
And so he had his birthday show.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question before I forget. You know, I've lost contact with Diane. Have you ever seen Diane around?
It was Diane who?
Parkinson from The Price is Right. And Janice Pennington.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I haven't kept in touch, and I don't know where they are.
I know that, well, anyway, I'll find them eventually. Janice, I know, lives in Beverly Hills somewhere, LA. I could find her. Anyway, anyway.
Yeah.
He's just excited. He doesn't get excited for very many people.
I really don't. When there is, I wish she would have come on camera today without any makeup and her hair pulled back in a ponytail. So people,
Okay.
oh no, I'm sure. No, listen, my buddy, my best friend was Jane Russell, the movie star. She was like my sister. We hung out together. And Jane would come to my house in Palm Springs and in the morning go for a swim and come out of the pool without a drop of makeup at 89 years old. She was far more beautiful than any other 89-year-old woman I've ever seen. She was gorgeous, even as an old woman. So, I mean, not that you're an old woman, but I think the makeup takes away from who you really are. And they painted you a lot in Knox Landing. You had very heavy eye makeup.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of
The day.
idea. But the thing is, I can't imagine that I went out at that time without any makeup on. So you said a phenomenon. Because
No, not a drop of makeup. And you were fleeing. You were walking quickly. I guess you went in to pick up your pizza and leave. But you were not, you were sort of racing in and out. You weren't there to stay to hang out. But I remember you well. I mean, I met so many, Joan Collins, everybody. And their mother hung out up there, at one point or another. Even Joan's sister used to go there.
Yeah.
Jackie.
Actually, we went to a play before COVID with Stan Zimmerman. I don't know if you know Stan Zimmerman or not, but Joan Van Ark sat next to us.
Yeah.
I talk to Joan all the time.
And she was fabulous. And she was like, oh, I think I like know you. And I was like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I definitely know you.
Yeah.
And she was fabulous.
You know, she was supposed to come on our show. We never invited
Hang on.
her.
And then like three or 4 weeks ago, we had all the men from Dynasty on because they're
Mhm.
doing a show in LA. And so they came on. So it's kind of fabulous. And
Aren't they doing a show like Joan and Michelle and I do a show?
yes.
Of an evening with, and you know.
Yes. They
Well,
did
tell
the
us,
same
tell us
thing.
about it. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Tell us, Donna. Tell us all about the show.
Well, we did it. We've only done it so far at Oscars in Palm Springs,
Oh, that's where the boys did it.
restaurant and bar. But we've done it 2 different times, and the last time we did it for 2 nights, which was really nice. Sold out both nights. It was really fun. Now they're trying to put together a tour of the whole country and Europe.
Good for you. That's what they're
fun.
doing too. The other one is called Cocktails with the Carringtons, I think. And we live in Palm Springs. I wish we would have known that it was there. I knew we would have come.
I think we were in New York. You know, I do movies, so they film me all over the place. I go to New York, Georgia.
Actually, she's working all the time too.
I know. So you know what that's like when they send you out of town for a film. So
Yeah.
if we knew you were in town, we would have been there and interviewing you on the spot,
Are you
as we
guys
did
in
the boys.
Palm Springs now?
Yes,
Yeah,
we live in Palm Springs.
We used to go to a studio, but not anymore since COVID. We started in our den, and we love it so much that we don't have to get caught in traffic and baloney. So that now we've told our producer, could we please continue doing it from the house? And they said, sure.
Yeah, why not? I mean, why pay for a studio if you don't have
Well, not even the paying. It was the getting to and from, and then the confusion, and they never did it right. This way we do it. It's easy. I can't get over how beautiful you are. People tell you that all the time, right?
Well,
You're beautiful. No, let me ask you. You know what? I asked Jane Russ. Jane was my buddy. I could say anything I wanted. And I said to Jane, how does it feel being 89 years old and not Jane Russell, the most beautiful woman in the world in 1940? And she looked at me and she said in her sweet way, Ron, what do you think? You know, do you have a fear of aging when you're 89? You'll still be beautiful.
yeah, you know what? I don't. Aging is a weird thing that seems to have to happen, but it doesn't have to happen in a
Gruesome way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I just keep trying to keep up with everything, keep my body in shape, my mind in shape, all that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna go to like maybe 120, something like
Good
that.
for you.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Good
I mean,
for you.
I'm 82 years old and I refuse to age. I keep young in mind. I do everything very positively. I'm a very positive person. People hate me for it. Ron, you're so positive, you make me sick. I say, well, that's why I'm 82 and healthy and I'm working. I mean, I do a lot of films because they need an old man from Brooklyn with a New York accent. They say, get Russell, so I work. Yeah, I believe that eating right, not smoking, not doing drugs or alcohol keeps you young looking and your skin looks good. And you have beautiful skin, but you're a beautiful girl. I mean, I remember you so well. And I've met so many celebrities in my day, half of them I forgot. Because, a lot of them look good on screen because if they use staples and plaster and crazy glue.
Oh my God.
And then you see them in person and you go, oh my God, Joan Collins is still a knockout. We were at lunch and she was at the next table. And I turned around and I said, oh, look who's there, the old bitch. And she turned around and said, oh, she laughed. She thought she loved it. She said, and who are you? Do I know you? I said, no, but you will. And then we chatted and she was delightful. I loved her.
She's great. She and I are buds,
I'd love her too.
Yeah.
She's got a wonderful sense of humor.
Yeah. Back then we were, at the same events and parties and things like that. And since then we worked together on a thing called Queens of Drama. It was a reality show that I did for one season. And we've become buddies since then. She's great. She's a real character, but she's the real deal.
Well, people have compared me to her personality-wise. She's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. We tell it like it is. We're not afraid to give our opinion. And we really, frankly, don't give a damn. what people think about us. We just go through life being positive and good. She's still a beauty, and Joan is about I think she's older than I think Joan is a couple of years old. I'm 82. She's about 84, 85, and she looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And also the other beauty is Jane Fonda. My God, how gorgeous is Jane Fonda? And she's what, 90 now?
I don't know.
Or close to 90. So
Let's not talk about age.
no, I'm only doing it because I'm only doing it because of me. I'm not doing it because you're much younger than I, Donna. So I'm not referring to you. I'm referring to my companions.
So hold on, I want to go. First of all, let's brag a little. First of all, you guys
Yes.
can follow Donna on Instagram. She's the Donna Mills, so it's at the Donna Mills. She basically, you started on Broadway. So I went down your Wikipedia. Like, I don't know if all this information is true, but so we can brag a little. You started out on Broadway in Woody Allen's Don't Drink the Water.
Right.
Then you did 3 years on Love is a Many Splendid Thing. And then you played Clint Eastwood's girlfriend in the cult film Play Misty for Me, which, by the way, is a fabulous
I love
movie.
that movie, and I loved you in it.
I really, I'm a little bit younger than Ron. And
like 26 years.
So I was allowed to stay up on, I think Knots Landing was either Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. I forgot. But I was allowed to stay up. I was allowed to stay up to see Knots Landing.
Wednesday was Dynasty, Thursday was Knots.
So I was allowed to stay up to watch it. So I loved it. So I have been like, you were like my straight older woman crush. From all growing up before I figured out. That's before I figured out I was a total.
No, I think
homo.
a lot of gay guys would say,
absolutely, she was so gorgeous, and you were so evil in every. You're always evil.
No,
and
she's not. That's where I want to go next. She's not evil.
No, I was sure.
No. When
she won an Emmy for best
No, I'm talking about Knox Landing.
Oh, okay.
When she started at Knox Landing, she was goody goody two shoes, a sweet little girl. And then suddenly they started rewriting her as being a bitch. And she became really incredible when you became that little sassy broad, no longer goody two-shoes. I understand you fought for that.
Yeah, that character was always supposed to go that way. That's why she was brought on to kind of mix it up, to do things in the cul-de-sac that would get people going, and that's what she looked like, a sweet, nice person when she came to the cul-de-sac.
A cheerleader.
Yeah, and she drove into the cul-de-sac with her 2 kids and all that, and it looked like, oh, this nice sweet lady's moving in.
I love it. So you won.
She wasn't.
Soap Opera Digest made you outstanding villainess for 1986, 88, and 89.
Yeah.
And so you were definitely evil by that time. So did you have a blast? Because like Knots Landing was kind of like Dynasty. It was like one of the biggest shows ever at that, for that whole run.
It was a wonderful era for you younger people that missed it. Yeah. It was a fabulous television experience. Never again has it ever been.
No, it was, I think, a really good show. I often say that it was the This Is Us of that time.
Yes.
It was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, I feel that This Is Us is a really good show, well written, not just really well written. And that's the key to it all, of course, to have writing and they would make the characters multi-dimensional,
Yeah,
Even
definitely.
Abby, who was, the bad girl,
Yeah.
and all that, she had her moments. She had her vulnerabilities. She loved her children. So nobody was a caricature. Everybody was a really fleshed out character.
Also, what was beautiful is the visual. Years ago, you watched movies and you were there. Beautiful clothing, beautiful hairdos, beautiful furnishings. Today, you watch the movies. It's dirty, filthy, ripped, broken alleys, water dripping off the wall, and dog dew on the floor. It's really not an experience. But Dynasty, Knox Landing, and the other one with our friend on it. What was the other one? There was a third one that was good too.
Falcon Crest?
Falcon Crest. What's her name? I loved her.
So I have a Knots Landing question, though.
A superstar like her, and I can't remember. She was married to Ronald Reagan. Nancy, oh my God, the star of Falcon Crest. I loved her.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember.
This is an 82-year-old moment. She's the most famous actress of the 1940s.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
I want to go back to Knots Landing anyway.
I'll remember.
so I love the show. Everybody in it. I'm a publicist, and so my partner has interviewed Michelle Lee a whole bunch of times. And I want to know though, how was William Devane? That was like my crush growing up. Like when my crush, I'm gay, like, and I have a thing for like older gentlemen. So for me growing up, William Devane was like, yeah, I would watch the show every week, to see what he did because he was so cute. So how was William Devane? Was it fun working with him?
Devane?
Yeah.
He's the best. I mean, he's such a really fine actor that you never felt like you were acting with him. You always felt like you were just there in the scene, in the characters. He's amazing.
He was generous, right? A generous actor?
Yes. Yeah.
When an actor's generous, you have that feel. I've worked with generous actors and it's a pleasure. But I've worked with selfish actors and it stinks.
Yeah.
Right? When they're selfish. Ugh.
Yeah. But everybody on that was generous, I mean, It's one of the things that made it so good is that everybody, it was really like a family, and we all helped each other. We all were for each other. And that had to do with the producers and with David Jacobs, the creator. He's a wonderful man, and gave us great material every single
love
day.
it.
Wouldn't it be nice if they did a revival of that show?
Well, that's what every fan says it every day. Why don't they reboot it? Why can't it? You can only get two seasons on DVD. There's bootleg out there, but the quality is not very good.
No, but you could be on Netflix and you could do a 6-week series. It would be wonderful.
Just to see what everybody's up to.
I mean, just to see everybody older and what happened with their children and where they've gone. Don't forget, you guys were out there bringing yourselves to the world, and the world loved you. And then you went away. And it was like losing a family member. Yeah. So now if you guys came back doing what has happened over the years, I think it would be a super duper smash hit.
Especially for all us old people who like.
Well, we're not old. Whatever you use the word old.
All of us older, more mature people.
I will smack you if you use the word old.
For us more mature people.
On the show would love to do it.
I think they will, and you're still all here.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Who'd you lose?
We're not all still here. Kevin passed away.
Oh,
Kevin.
That's sad. So.
Right. I forgot. Yeah.
So when you do your show, then at Oscars, who does it with you?
Joan Van Ark, Michelle Lee, and me.
Okay.
The three of us on stage. We have a moderator. It's usually Sandy Newton, who's a commentator in Palm Springs. You probably know her.
Yes. We know who she is. Yes, Sandy Newton.
She happens to be a good friend of mine too, but so she's a comment. She asks us some questions. She gets some dialogue going between the three of us, and then we all have videos that we show of our own careers, and then people get to ask us questions, and we have a real dialogue with the fans, and it's just. So,
do you have a song?
Do you guys sing? Do you guys sing?
Have a song?
No.
John James and Stephen, they all have a song.
They sing a song.
And it's a cute song.
It's a cute song about that. You guys should do a song.
Yeah, it's a ditty about minus
singer. So.
So did you have to you were already well known before you got cast. Did you have to go through like a big audition process to get the role, or did they just hire you on the spot, or was it easy or was it hard?
It was hard. I saw the role on a breakdown in my agent's office, and I said, I want that role. So he called them up, and they said, oh, we know Donna. She's great. Yeah, we'll consider her. And I said, no, they won't, because they see me as a Miss Goody Two-Shoes. They don't think I can do what they want done with that.
A bitch.
Yeah. So I went in and I insisted. I bugged my agent until he bugged them enough, and they let me come in to read. And an hour after the reading, they called me and said, you got it.
Well, it was a good,
that's awesome.
It was a good choice because you were perfect for the role. There weren't too many people that could play it because you look angelic. And that was the key. You fooled everybody. You were
Yeah.
so angelic. You were so lovely. Everybody wanted to smack
An
you.
hour though.
People
Finding
wanted
an
to
hour
smack
later.
you so hard. I mean, the audience
I
used to
don't know how
go,
much fun that was to do.
no, but when you would be on camera, they go, ah! The audience would yell at you. They were so angry that you were such a bitch. But you were so sweet. But that's called acting. You know, I said that to Tippi Hedren when I interviewed Tippi. I said, you like playing the bitch? She said, Ron, of course, everyone loves playing the bitch.
Yeah.
She said, when I did The Birds, I had a scene with with what's his name's mother where I bring her tea. And the script was I was bitchy. And I forgot the actress's name. And she said to Tippi, Tippi, if you play it bitchy, no one's going to like you. So Tippi played it sweet. And after seeing the film, I said to Tippi, you know what? You shouldn't have listened to her, even though she was a veteran actress. Bitchy would have been better. You know, it would have made the scene far more important. And Tippi agreed. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Everybody always remembers the bitch.
no. Sometimes an older star is a little inhibited or jealous of the younger star that has the better line. So they sort of do that sort of thing. And I just thought Tippi and I agreed on that anyway.
Our chat room thinks you guys should totally reinvent it and get the show going.
Absolutely. Bug your agent.
And everybody's
Come on,
talking
Donna.
about how gorgeous you are, just so you know. So
Donna, bug everybody. Get the producer, get the writer, bug them. We have over 5 million people watching us right now. You know, we're all over the world. Did you know that?
I did.
And we have 1 billion downloads. If everyone out there that's downloading our show and watching this show would contact whoever Donna is going to give you the name of and tell them, listen, we have garbage on television. We don't want to see women on toilet bowls or doing sexual things that people don't even understand. We want good, wholesome stuff. Knox Landing was wholesome
it wasn't
stuff.
really wholesome. It was evil and
No. Listen, Knox Landing was good.
it was great writing.
Suggestive, but never vulgar.
Phenomenal
And the stars,
drama.
it was suggestive.
And they dealt with a lot of problems that real families and real
Yes,
people
yes.
deal with, along with some more glamorous stuff, you know, because that's fun too.
Sure.
Some-
Oh no, we love the glamour.
But Donna, whose name could you give for people to contact and bug them that demand it? Say, I will throw my TVs out the window if you do not bring this show back.
Everybody say that. It's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers owns it now. It was done originally by Lorimar, but Lorimar sold the show
To Warner.
Warner Brothers. I have heard, and I don't know if this is true because I don't know anybody over there to talk to about it, that it has to do with music. As you recall, in the early years, Lisa Hartman was on and she sang a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that in order to get the rights to those songs again or something like that would be very expensive. I don't know why. And that's one of the reasons that they don't put it on again.
Yeah, but
Just create new songs.
Netflix is not cheap. Netflix makes billions and millions of dollars. So if Netflix ran your show, they would make back. Listen, we have recording stars on our show, major recording stars who recorded a song. If Jimmy and I play their song on our show
We get
with their
shut down.
permission, they shut us down. Would you believe that? It's like freedom of anything is gone.
I know.
Anyway, so I think we should figure out a way, because there are ways they could work out that. I work in the music industry too, and there's ways you could work that out.
I have a very good friend. I won't give his name, but he was married. He's a gay guy married to a very major movie star who has passed away, who has a lot of clout in Warner Brothers, and he's a producer. And I'm gonna call him and tell him about this.
The thing is, I agree with you. I think it would be really interesting for the audience to see where those characters are now.
I would love
Absolutely.
it. Everybody in the chat room, I want opinions. Chat room.
No, they would love it.
Chat room, would you watch it and pay?
Yeah, they all
and
would.
pay $4 to see it?
Absolutely.
$4 each episode.
Yeah, they would do it.
Yeah,
Everybody would do it.
everybody said yes in the chat room. And we have about
So
100 people.
what do you think? Do you think Abby would be interesting if Abby was homeless?
No, because then she'd have to be grungy and
No,
We
no.
want-
then you see her climb her way back.
Okay.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
That's
would be
good.
Yeah, homeless but with style. Not homeless, homeless peeing on herself. You know that.
Ron, I have to tell you, Donna, Ron has this thing, well, we both do, because with COVID, we've been stuck home for such a long time. We've seen like 80 million things on we have all of them, Hulu, Netflix.
And
we have
all of
them.
our friends work, so we watch our friends work.
That wasn't my point. You interrupted me.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you always interrupt me. So
my point was, we've seen so many things lately where A-list celebrities are acting and they show scenes where they're like on the toilet, and Ron has a heart attack. He's like, they don't need to show people sitting on the toilet. I don't get it. And I'm not talking like, B- actors. These are like A-list people. And every time we see it, Ron has a heart attack.
Well,
why do they have to show us that?
No, I happen to be a great fan. And what's her name? The redhead that I love.
Julian Moore?
Julian Moore.
She's one of the ones who
love
sits on the toilet.
I love Julian Moore. No, I love her work. We were at the theater and we saw a movie and she was sitting on the toilet and proceeded to get toilet paper and wipe herself and look at the toilet paper, throw it in the bowl and get up. And I thought that was nauseating because that's not how I want to see Julianne Moore.
No.
Years and years ago, when I would talk about Marilyn Monroe to Jane Russell, I said, why is it, Jane, that they made such a thing about Marilyn Monroe like she's not human? And Jane said, Ron, the audience wouldn't even believe that she peed because she was Marilyn Monroe. And legends don't do those sort of things. And it's true. Nobody wants to see their favorite actor human. We want to see acting. We don't want to see reality to that extent.
Right.
So your show never, ever was offensive to anyone. It was 100% pure joy, beautiful to look at, gorgeous women. Your eye makeup was stunning. Whoever did your eye makeup, they painted you. You did it.
She did. Oh, wow.
You did it. Oh, no way. You lied.
I always did, and I still do.
You did that. All those beautiful colors and stuff.
I had a how-to makeup video out called "The Eyes Have It."
Oh my God! Everybody should get that. Your eyes were the most beautiful eyes on television.
Oh,
the shadows and the way you did them. I always remarked about that when I saw your show.
No, I did it. I really learned a lot from. I do photo sessions for big magazines with really top-notch makeup artists from New York. And I learned a lot from them. And it just, I never liked the way somebody else did my makeup, like on set. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I'd have to go and wipe it off and then start all over again. And it just took too much time. So I just started doing it myself.
No, I was in a movie where I played a hoodlum, a mafia guy. And the makeup girl made me up and I said, honey, I'm not in drag. I'm supposed to be a mafia killer. Mascara and shadow. I said, get this crap off my face. So I washed my face completely, slicked my hair back, and it looked wonderful on the set. So you have to do that. Jane Russell, again with Jane, when Howard Hughes found her, they brought her into the studio. And 3 hours later, they gave her Joan Crawford's mouth, Betty Davis's eyes, all that stuff. Jane Russell said, I was 19 years old and I looked like a 40-year-old hooker. So I went into the bathroom, she said, and I washed my face off and then did my screen test and they loved it. So you see, sometimes what they do to the actor is not good. Yeah. Getting back to you. And now, personally, you're married, you got a boyfriend, you're seeing somebody. No, I want to know. I don't want you to answer.
I know, but she got a super handsome, significant other.
I don't care. Why did you have to answer that? What are you, Donna Mills? You wish you were.
I Googled her to see what it looked like.
No, I want Donna to answer me, not you, big mouth.
My significant other and I are not married, but we've been together for 22 years.
Good for you.
Sort of are.
You are married.
Yeah. And,
he's an actor?
He's an actor, but he's also more than that now. He travels all over the world. He's right now in Taiwan, giving seminars, like weekend-long seminars on creativity and self-expression. He's
that's good.
Like a guru to a lot of people. He knows how to. There's a whole system of exercises and stuff that he does that opens people up and gets them to be more authentic and more who they really are. And people love him all over the world. He works in Japan and Singapore and Germany and Dubai and all over the
So
world.
you got a good-looking one with brains.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
odd.
unusual.
Usually all the actors I know, the handsome ones, are so dumb they don't even know how to tie their shoes. But so you're happy. 22 years, that's a marriage. And you know what? Sometimes the license doesn't matter. Even though I married Jimmy legally, I'm Italian, Brooklyn, old-fashioned thinking. And I didn't want to just live with him because I have 2 daughters. And I wanted my daughters to know that marriage is important enough for daddy to marry. Even though it's weird that men marry men now, even I find it strange. But, and difficult to understand, Donna. I really have difficulty with it.
So
But,
hang on, let me just.
I have to ask you one more.
Oh,
You
okay,
have
go ahead.
children?
Do I have children?
Yes.
I do. I have one, a daughter. She's 27.
Beautiful like you?
Yes.
Actress?
No, she's a model.
Wow.
And she works at Soho House, Malibu.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we go there.
Really?
We went there with Sue Wong.
Do you know who Sue Wong is?
You know Sue Wong,
Anyway, she's
the
like the
designer.
famous designer.
She's my best friend.
Yeah, we go to Malibu, to her house in Malibu all the time.
All the time. We were up there.
That's really funny. She only started about maybe a month or so ago. She's in charge of all the.
Oh, we went before.
Oh, good for
that.
her. Yeah, we haven't been lately.
When we go up there with Sue, we'll definitely say hi. We know your mom.
Yeah.
There we go. I love it. So let's brag a little, you guys. So you're an Emmy winner for being a special guest performer in a drama series on General Hospital, which we know a whole bunch. Actually, Tristan Rogers lives right down the street from us here.
And he's
Sean Kanan's a good friend of ours.
Sean and Michelle are our dearest friends.
And so
Sean Kanan, we love him.
So now, how is it different doing a daytime soap from like an evening soap for you?
Oh God. I can't even begin to tell you. Doing a soap these days, because I did soaps a long time ago.
Right.
Back in New York when I was first starting out. And it's always been a hard job as an actor, but not impossible. Now it's almost impossible. And I give the people that are on those shows all the time credit. I mean, they are amazing because they are doing at least 2, sometimes 3 shows a day. There is no time for rehearsal. There is no time to work out scenes. You get your script, you learn it, you do it. That's it. And a lot of times they don't even learn it. Well,
that's because you're not watching Studio City, of which I am going to. Sean Kanan and Michelle and I, we're better than best friends. We're like family, okay? And Sean and I really talk. I'm going to tell Sean to possibly call you. I think you do a wonderful 2 or 3 episodes on Studio City. Studio City, Michelle wrote it, his wife, and Sean Kanan stars in it. And it's a wonderful, wonderful, I won't call it a soap opera, I'll call it a continuano. But it's interesting, and I suggest that you watch it and see. And I definitely am going to tell Sean Kanan to contact you, to chat with you and see what they can do. I think you'd be perfect. It's called Studio City.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's about an actor who was gorgeous when he was young, but now he's aging and he's losing his fans. And his producer is an evil bitch who I love and adore.
You'll know everybody in it. You'll know all
the actress that plays the producer is one.
Patricia Darbo's in it. You'll know everybody in it.
And she is so mean to him. She tells him, "Listen, Buster, your day is over. Nobody wants you anymore. You're a happy." It's really great. No, it's a great story.
And it won just won an Emmy for best show.
Right. So I would love to see you on that show.
Where is it?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. You have to pay for it. I think it's $3.99 a show. Each show was what you have to do. You have to tell these dummies that your show, if it's $3.99, you do 6 episodes at $3.99 a show times 3 or 4 million people. Come on.
Carolyn Hennessy plays the evil lady. She's phenomenal.
Who I love to death as a person.
I have Amazon Prime anyway. I mean, I just
you can watch. Yeah, you should watch it. It's a lot of fun.
But
and we're very good
Caroline, I adore her in person. Caroline is a twit. I love her because she's a little edgy and bitchy in person, but sweetly, and I love her. It's a great show, and I would love to see you on it.
So I'm going to brag a little more. All right, so you guys, here's some of the things that you've seen Donna Mills in besides what we've already talked about. She was on every major show of like the 80s and the 90s. Nip Tuck, The Love Boat, Fantasy Island. Those were like my shows growing up. Chips, Policewoman, SWAT, Barnaby Jones, Cannon, Hawaii Five-0, Police Story, McMillan and Wyatt Braun was on a bunch of those. The Rookies, Gunsmoke. Then she had a cameo in Sharknado 4, everybody, bringing it up current, which I think one of
Sharknado, so happy.
Did you? Was that fun though, being in Shark? Because that's such a cult classic.
I know.
Did you work?
It was fun. It really was. I mean, they're crazy bunch that are making it and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
When you did McMillan, did you work with Rock?
Which?
McMillan and wife. Did you work with Rock Hudson?
No.
I was in one of his scenes. I was lucky. And he was 6'4", magnificent. And what was most beautiful about him is when he spoke, he had this baritone voice. He was such a handsome guy and a sweetie pie. So nice.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I never even met him. You know.
Well,
but
he was somebody to meet.
We were lucky enough to have Ava Gardner.
Oh, I never met her. I would have loved to interview her. She would have been a real pistol.
Yeah.
Wow, Ava Gardner.
Yeah, she was a real broad.
Oh yeah, she's a broad, hard drinking, tough, dirty mouth. My kind of broad, my kind of a Brooklyn type. But yeah. No, I knew of Ava, but I never met her. I met most of my people through Jane Russell. Jane Russell was good friends with Esther Williams and Terry Moore and all those actresses who I became friends with. Those that are still alive, I'm still friends with. And that was a time when Hollywood was wonderful, which is segueing me to the question I'm going to ask you now. Do you prefer Hollywood today or Hollywood of yesteryear?
Oh, yesteryear.
Why is it? Give me reasons why, Donna.
Especially when I was doing Knots Landing and stuff like that. Because those shows like Knots Landing got audiences of 70, 80 million a night. Now shows are lucky if they get 1 million. Because there's so much diversity and there's so, I don't mean diversity racial.
No, I know diversity and differences.
So many different shows and so many platforms.
No, the diversity plays.
So gets that kind of, so the people, the actors that are coming out of those shows for the most part don't become household names the way we did off of Knots Landing and Dynasty and shows like that. And I don't, it just seems to be all moving too fast. You know, I mean, I think even for the audience, I think the audience is like, whoa, there's so many things to watch. I don't, you know, rather than kind of latching on to something and, you know, being excited about seeing.
What do you think about the stinky writing? I think the writing stinks.
A lot of it does. A lot of it, some of it's really, really great, but a lot of it's not.
I think the shows that had good writing failed. The shows that have nothing but blood, guts, sex, killing, vulgarity succeed. So my thought is that, listen, we're the #1 web show in the world, in case you didn't know. We were Emmy nominated. No, really, you know why? With you, we're being gentlemen. But if you ever watch our other shows, I can be the most vulgar person in the world. And the things I come out with, people are shocked by. And that's why we're successful. Because we are the show that's outrageous.
Also, the fact that he's like the grandfather that everybody wished they had because of the things he says.
And also, I just think of you as such a lady. I would never, not that I don't think of other women as ladies, I do. But they're like more broads. You're kind of like, you're a waspy chick, right?
So I'm from the Midwest, you know.
But
so,
you're like.
I have to say it's such a compliment though, because we've been on the air for 14 years, and probably there's been 5 people where he stays in good behavior, and one of them was Morgan Fairchild. We had
I love
Fairchild
Morgan.
On during COVID.
Morgan is the best. Right. You know Morgan,
and you're kind of like a Morgan Fairchild. You know,
Morgan was the best.
Everybody knows you guys, and you guys are from a different area.
And
I'm so happy to see
Adrian Barbeau.
Oh yeah, we had Adrian Barbeau.
Adrian Barbeau was wonderful. We've had some big stars on our show. I forgot all the other ones, but
Morgan Fairchild and I did a bunch of Bob Hope specials together, and there's one in particular that I remember where she and I were in bed with Bob Hope. I was Joan Collins, and she was playing Linda Evans. She was playing,
I would love to see
it was
that.
it was very funny.
That's hysterical.
So then
That's
you're
funny.
working a lot now. I mean, I went on your IMDb. It's funny because we have Hulu, Apple TV, Netflix, Tubi. So all the time, like we'll see somebody in a show and Ron will say, "Oh, you haven't seen anything from that person lately," and I look on their IMDb and I'm like, "Oh my God, they're like." You know, they're doing. They've done 50 movies in the last 10 years. You
And
just don't see it
also-
because there's so many places to see things.
I want to brag about Jimmy. My Jimmy is a producer, and he's got about 8 major films going right now. And I wouldn't be shocked if Jimmy doesn't.
Oh no, I'm already working on it.
You're working on it to be cast in,
I had to see.
cast in one of his films.
I wanted to see how beautiful you looked, and you don't even look a day older than you did
No,
back
she
in
doesn't.
Knots Landing.
She looks the same.
Which is fabulous.
Did
But
you
hold on.
wait, a lot of work? Did you do Restylane and all that crap? Botox? I don't have anything in my face. Look at me. Not bad for 82, right?
No. You know what? I have like a few little lines above my lips.
Right. You smoke?
And I don't like them, but I like them better than looking like a duck.
Oh,
no, I
God.
think that you look fabulous.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, how many times have you seen ladies, who do put too much stuff in here?
Oh, they look like Joan Rivers used to look.
Yeah.
Poor Joan. And I knew Joan well. I knew Joan for 30-something years. I met Joan in the Greenwich Village in the 60s when she was a homely woman with a big nose. But, oh yeah, she had a huge hook nose and she was homely with bad crooked teeth. And really unsightly. And she was the funniest lady in the world. And then I lost track of her, of course. And as the years went on, I saw this other person who was never Joan Rivers anymore. She looked lovely, but she looked like a doll, like a fake rubber doll.
Yeah.
That's awful when women do that to their
Actually, though,
face.
because I have a whole bunch of Christmas movies that I'm like working on, and I noticed that you've done several Christmas movies over the last couple of years. One of them, Beauty and the Beast Christmas. You were in Joy. You guys remember that movie, Joy? I have to go back and watch it because I didn't pay attention to see you in it. But you guys, that was with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert De Niro, and Bradley
Love Jennifer
Cooper,
Lawrence.
Diane Ladd, Virginia Madsen, Donna Mills, and Isabella Rossellini.
Oh my
That's like
God,
some
these are all
cast.
my favorite people.
I was in the soap opera. Remember the mother used to watch soap operas all
Yes.
the time, and she kind of started living in the soap opera, and that I was in the soap opera.
I have to like go.
You
Now I have to
worked
go see
with
it again.
4 of my most favorite actresses. Isabella Rossellini, I adore.
He loves Virginia
Jennifer
Madsen.
Lawrence, I'm crazy about.
Oh,
Who's
she's
the other one?
Virginia
Oh,
Madsen.
Virginia Madsen. My God, I had a crush on her when I was like 25 or something.
Diane
That was
Ladd.
a
And
really,
Diane Ladd, I love
Yes.
Diane.
that was a really fun movie to do, and David O. Russell
Wow.
was a divine director. I loved him.
Whoa,
So then you just did a movie, and I don't know, you probably can't even talk about it, but I want to tell everybody because it's called Nope, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's a Jordan Peele film, who's probably, arguably, one of the hottest directors in Hollywood at this exact moment right now. He's one of the biggest directors in Hollywood, and it's funny because Alex Hyde White is in it. And he's a good friend of mine. Known him for years. Keke Palmer, Stephen Yeun, you guys, that's the guy from The Walking Dead. Daniel Kaluuya, which I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Keith David. I mean, it has an all-star great cast, and you know that it's going to get a major release if Jordan Peele did it, so everybody's going to see you.
Yeah, it's his first movie on his big Universal deal. He made a very big deal with Universal. He's divine too. He's just a wonderful guy, and it was really, really fun. I said, you're on a big production when the horse has a stunt double. The horse had a stunt double.
That's
Oh my
true.
God.
But you brought up the word diversity, and yes, I agree with you. We're not having real diversity because if we did, they would be hiring more 50 and over actors and actresses in film today. There's still that little bit of prejudice or whatever you want to call it. where-
Ageism.
Ageism.
is your
Ageism.
word.
I was at a cocktail party years ago. In Beverly Hills, a very famous producer, I won't give his name, was talking to another producer, and I was standing there just listening. And he said, "Well, get Debbie Reynolds." And the other one said, "That old douchebag." And I almost fell through the floor. Debbie Reynolds, who I know or knew. I knew Debbie. You want to talk about Joan Rivers and Debbie Reynolds? I was in a car with the two of them. I wish I had a camera. The language and the carrying on, those two dishing each other, I was peeing myself. She was hilarious. Anyway, Hollywood has got to get over this. It's young only. Because today we have more senior citizens on the planet than ever before. Our largest audiences are people who are at home. Senior citizens don't go out to dinner or dancing much anymore. They sit at home and watch TV. So it's about time that we start to bring to them the stars that they knew and loved while they were growing older.
I think that is happening to some extent.
It's starting to, yes.
You know, Jane Fonda's show.
Wonderful.
Right. Michael Douglas's show. There are some, more than there used to be.
Yes.
The movie industry and the TV industry is always going to be about younger people because they are delicious to watch on screen, you know, and even older people like to watch those young, beautiful faces on screen. So that's always, I think it's always going to be that way. But I think they are giving more attention to older stories now.
Yes. And older love stories.
I just read that the book club is going to come out in a sequel. Like they're making another book club, and that was basically for an older generation.
75 and 80-year-old people do fall in love. They do kiss, and they do make love. So if all of you young people out there that think when you're 80, it's over, maybe when you're 80, it has just begun. Because I'm 82 and I'm still out there running like a 20-year-old. Now, I want to bring something else. Sean,
yes, I run with him, so it's okay.
Donna,
I would sit home every night. He's the one who has to go out.
I have to ask Donna this question, and I want an honest answer. Sean Kanan said to me a couple of months ago, would you believe they just handed me 42 pages and I have to do it without a rehearsal? And I said, Sean, I would quit the job. No way could I remember 42 pages and no rehearsal, and you're going to shoot it in a minute? He said, yeah, they're crazy. How do you feel about being thrown 42 pages and no rehearsal?
Well, that's the reason I left General Hospital. You know, I love the people. I love Frank Valentini, the producer. I loved all the other actors. But they would hand you, you know, I thank God I never got 42, but, you know, 30 pages in one night that you're supposed to learn. And it was just so hard. You were always flying by the seat of your pants. And I kept leaving the studio, driving home going, what did I just do? I don't even know if I did the job. I tell you, was so frantic, you know, and I didn't like that. I liked, you know, at the end of the day, going home and saying, yeah, I nailed that, you know, but I could never do that there. So I think it's wrong, but it's the economics of what those shows are right now.
Right.
So
yes.
I've been invited. I won't mention the name of the show, but I've been invited on a soap opera to play the father of someone. And even though it's taped, they don't play around. You don't know your lines. They kick you right out of the studio. So when I was younger, I could do lines. Now, at this age, I don't do lines anymore. I once said to Jane Russell, why don't you go back to work? She said, Ron, I can't remember lines, which is happening at most people my age. But we have learned to put an earplug in. Lainie Kazan has used it. Brad Pitt uses it.
In his last movie, he put an earplug in.
I put an earplug. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I loved the earplug, Donna. Oh, how
Brad Pitt uses it?
What?
Brad Pitt uses the ear thing?
Yeah,
and the other one, Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
He doesn't
Robert De Niro uses.
Yeah, Johnny Depp doesn't like to learn lines, so they put a plug in. Robert De Niro uses a plug because he can't remember.
Hang on. Do you remember lines then? You don't have too much problem remembering? Well, not 30 pages in a night, but.
Right, yeah, no, that's beyond. Yes, I still learn lines. As a matter of fact, about the COVID year, you can't count. Maybe 3 years ago, I did Driving Miss Daisy on stage.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's hard.
So then you got to learn the lines there. And I did. When I did it, I hadn't done anything on the stage in quite a long time. And I kind of did it just to see if I could. And I did. And I loved it. I loved it because I got to the point in doing the show where I was living on that stage.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love stage too, but I don't accept. I mean, a friend of mine, I won't mention his name either, but he's offered me something to do in Hollywood, a quick review thing, and I had to decline. I said, baby, I couldn't remember those lines because it was a two-man play, two character, and that's a lot of lines. And,
Well,
Okay.
Stacey was hard. That's 3 characters, you know.
Yes.
yeah,
It
it's
was
tough.
hard,
It's
but
not easy.
I loved it. It was wonderful to do. You know, I take all kinds of, you know, algae brain things that I love.
Well, they must work.
Yeah, but you're not my age. When you get to be 82, then we'll have a conversation.
Honey,
But-
I'm 81.
I didn't know if you were going to tell
What
people
is
that
she?
or if you want. She's 81.
Well,
Your excuse my Brooklynism, but your ass is 81.
No, she's 81. I knew it already because I looked it up, but I didn't want to say anything.
I'm going to commit suicide on the air. Donna, you are 81 years old?
Yeah, she's
Are
81.
you kidding me? I
Oh,
swear.
no.
No, below, I'm not lying. I am not being a phony. I'm not lying.
He had no idea because I didn't tell
You know,
him.
I don't do math well. I'm very bad at numbers. I seriously, I'm dyslexic. I thought you were maybe 65, 67, looking good. You're 81. You're an old broad like me.
Yeah.
You're 81.
Well, you're not an old broad.
No, but I'm spellbound.
No.
You are
Good for
absolutely
you.
gorgeous, magnificent, beautiful beyond belief. 81.
When he thought you were
Kudos.
65, he thought you were amazing. So now you've just
Wait,
broken
kudos,
the stratosphere.
kudos to you. Kudos to you. And all you women out there who are 81 and look like crap, take a look at Donna Mills. You can do it too.
Well, what
Oh
I
my God. I
Hang on,
can't.
let her say.
I
Go
can't.
ahead.
I'd
81.
like to be an inspiration. I'd like to
You
to
are.
show women that you don't have to be old at 81. You know, that if you stay in shape and you never like leave your physical exercise routines and stuff like that, if you keep it up all your life, you'll stay young, God willing, if you keep your health.
Healthy.
That and you can be as active and as happy and as involved at 81 as you were at 50, at 30. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
You're doing it.
And you're working a lot,
Donna,
too.
it's all about positive thinking. The minute you let negativity come into your brain, you're gone. You're finished. It's over.
Yeah.
I can't walk. I don't feel good. I don't see good. I can't remember. I can't eat. I can't pee. I can't this. I can't that. No, don't do that stuff. I get up at 4 a.m. I'm at the studio at 6. I'm in makeup at 8. I'm on the set at whenever they set up the goddamn thing, which takes 50 hours. But anyway, I work a full day. I work a 12-hour day sometimes, and maybe longer. And then we drive back to Palm Springs, a 2-hour drive. And I'm doing this now. I'm shooting in July another movie. So I don't give up. People say to me, Ron, where do you get your energy from? I said, I've never lost it. I don't get it from anywhere. It's been in me all my life.
Yeah.
And that's with you. And it shows in your face. I can't believe you're 81. You must have had major surgery. Jesus.
She just told you no.
No, she had to be under the knife for 10 days or something to
Yeah.
look that good. I mean, you really look, I'm freaking out. I swear to you, I'm floored. But you know what?
Hang on, so I'm going to ask
Wait,
you,
when
'cause we only have a couple
I
minutes.
when I watched your show, I was in my 30s. So yeah, we would be the same age.
Yeah.
So,
That was 40 years ago.
yeah, that was
Donna,
40 years ago.
Donna, when you're in Palm Springs working, if you don't come to our house for dinner, I will never speak to you again. Because I cook Italian, you'll love it. I'll have some other Sophies over, all our neighbors. Judith Chapman is here, and Tristan Rogers, and Sean Canyon, and the list goes on and on. All
Yeah.
Sophies. And we can have a good time.
I
And
will
we'll have a dinner party.
a good Italian meal. Woo!
Yes, yeah,
And,
he's
and I
terrific.
cook good Italian food.
So hold on, we've got 4 minutes.
And
So
you
I
come-
want to.
wait, you come to Palm Springs a lot, right?
I do actually. I always come for the tennis tournament for Indian
Okay.
Wells. Because
Yeah.
Right.
I play tennis like 4 and 5 times a week.
Oh, do you really? That's awesome. I played for the University of Florida. It's like I played through college, but then I stopped, and now I just had a knee replacement, so now
So
I'm
wait a
still
minute,
working back
you're
into
still
it.
playing tennis.
Yes.
Oh,
See that, everybody out there? 81 playing tennis.
So So here's the question I like to ask all
She's
the actors and
fabulous.
actresses
You
that
are
come on the
absolutely
show.
fabulous.
Bucket list, because you've already worked with everybody. Bucket list, male and female actor and actress that you have not worked with that you think would be fun to work with. And then the second part of the question is, if you could have been in any movie ever made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Oh God. Whoa. First of all, the actors. I would give anything to work with Meryl Streep.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people say that.
Anything. I mean, she to me is a goddess. Guy. Boy, that's hard. I'd say Robert De Niro, although I did work with him.
Yeah, you did work with
You
him.
did.
Or at least you're in a movie with him, yes.
Right.
You know, we said hello one day.
Yes.
On the set. We didn't really we'd have a scene together or anything like that. I would love to work with him.
Okay, and what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Oh boy, that's a really.
It could be an old.
I love costume drama.
It could be
It could
anything.
be a classic movie from
Let's
the
say-
40s.
Let's say Gone with the Wind.
There you go.
You would have been a good Melanie. How do you do South? Can you do Southern?
I can.
So you could have been not
I'm
Melanie.
kind of good at Southern, actually.
Actually, you could have played the lead, the Vivian Leigh part.
love it.
Melanie, you're too tough for Melanie. Just too aggressive for Melanie. Melanie was like a backward retard. Her character was so sweet it could vomit. But it worked. She got an Academy Award for it.
Yeah.
I love it. So
How do
everybody,
you feel about the Academy Award?
we got to go because we got 2
Oh,
minutes
one
left.
last question.
Okay, last question.
Do you want one? Do you
How do I
want
feel
one?
about the Academy Awards?
Would you want one? Do you want one?
She got an Emmy.
Of course I want one.
Okay.
Of course. Yes. You know, whether or not I'll have it. I felt like this year's award ceremony was ruined.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was terrible. Very, very
But I
unprofessional.
generally like the award ceremonies and stuff like that, and it's the act. You know, it's a lot of actors, and I think it's fun. And I'm sorry to hear that it's not very popular anymore.
No, it's not.
So everybody, this is Donna Mills. You can follow her on Instagram. She's the Donna Mills on Instagram. Check out. Actually, we can't see Knots Landing anymore, though, right? Nobody streams it anywhere.
Yeah.
So
And
we have
that's
to
a
work
shame,
on that. You guys tweet to
everybody.
Warner Brothers.
You know, if you want to hear,
All Warner Brothers.
if you want to see a good story with good actors in a beautiful setting, bring it back. I mean, there are a lot of revivals that really aren't good, but not. I mean, I would love to see Dynasty brought back.
I'm gonna go watch
Collins.
Sharknado
I mean,
4.
Joan Collins would be a bitch on wheels now at her age.
Yeah.
I mean,
You gotta
forget-
like
another beauty. I think she's 88 years old or something.
She would be wonderful to see.
Oh, absolutely.
She's a hell of a woman. I love her.
So Donna, congratulations on a wonderful career.
Thank you.
If you
Thank
ever
you
have
for
anything to
being
promote,
here.
please let us know. We'll bring you back on anytime. We would love to have you back.
Thank
we think
you.
you're fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're
And
a
congratulations on all your success.
Lovely, lovely to look at guests. Lovely, lovely to hear guests. And lovely, lovely to get to know guests. You are so welcome to come back on our show whenever you like. And please, seriously, contact us when you get to Palm Springs.
And I'm looking forward to my Italian dinner.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. I'm going to do it. You think I'm kidding?
No, we always do it. Well, everybody who comes on our show and when they
And I
come to Palm
usually get
Springs
a
comes over.
I get a good gang of actors here. We put music on, we dance, we drink, we act stupid. We have a good time.
Right.
We really like kids. Like they're all older, like me, and younger, a little younger. But we have a good time. We're like teenagers at a hop.
Oh,
Anyway, thank you so much, Donna. That's Donna Mills,
Bye,
everybody.
Donna.
Take
I love
care.
you. You're as sweet as pie, and
Bye-bye.
as beautiful as they come. I adore her. She's wonderful.
Can you imagine 81? I knew she was 81.
Oh no, I didn't know she was 81. You know, I stink at math. I mean, of course she had to be because we were the same age when she did Knox Landing. God, is she gorgeous? Oh, what a beautiful girl.
So hopefully everybody in the chat room, you guys liked it too. She was fabulous. And now we're going to bring on our next guest. Da-da-da-da. Hopefully this camera's coming
Nothing
on.
like the actors of yesteryear. They have such style. They know how to do an interview. They're just wonderful to work with.
Hey, Gary, well, your camera's not on. It's all black.
I'm trying to. There we go. How's that? There we go.
There we go. Yay. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Great, guys. Thank you for having me.
So is it Levitt? How do I pronounce it correctly?
That is correct. The original pronunciation was Levitt, but over the years, the English translation is Levitt.
All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, impressionist, actor, writer, producer, and director Gary Leavitt. Hello and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me, guys.
So let me introduce you to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Ava is Mia from Huddy You. I am dying. Look. She's so gorgeous, that Donna Mills. Oh my, is she not beautiful?
Yes, she is. She certainly is. Come back to follow.
81 years old.
She's that old?
81. She's gorgeous.
She looks great. She looks great.
Great. You look good too. You remind me of a very good friend of ours. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, Ron's lover who died. He's alive. The lover.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his
Doesn't he
name.
look? I
Yes,
forgot
he
his name,
does.
too. Good friend of
Because
mine.
we're on the air.
My age, you know what? I'm like my mother. My mother used to look at me when she was mad and say, "Which one of you? What's your name again?" Did your mother do that to you?
Oh, so
Gary, did your mother do that to you? When she
My mother does it all the time.
Oh, she still does it. Which one of you? What's your name?
She'll call me the dog's name.
you gotta like that.
Four boys in my family. I have 3 brothers and the dog, and I can get called
Which one of
any one of them
you?
on any given day.
Which one of you should say?
I'm number 3.
So hold on, Gary, we have a chat room full of people, so say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody.
There you go. And you guys, Gary is the host of Gary Leavitt and Friends on 95.9 WATD. He's also the Wizard of Stars. He does voices.
That.
He does
Wizard of Stars.
He does thousands of voices, celebrity voices, which I have his demo, like a demo reel he did, and we're gonna play it for everybody in a minute.
Cary Grant.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna play it in a second. I don't know if he does. He does like I don't know if he.
Cary Grant. Come
I
on,
don't know if
let's
he
go.
does. Can
Let's
you
do
do Cary Grant?
Cary Grant.
How about George Lindsay, Goober Pyle doing Cary Grant?
What the hell is that?
Don't you remember that episode of Andy Griffith?
I don't. Now that's funny. I don't actually know. We're going to play it for him in a minute anyway. I actually went. You guys, his website is GaryLeavitt.com. I actually went on your website because you have like the pictures of all the different celebrities you've like met and worked with and hang out with, and I picked out a few just because like we know them all. Joey Fatone, who's been on the show, Tiffany, Frank Vincent. I used to work with him a lot in Fort Lauderdale on a bunch of different movies. Brian Dennehy, Dean Cain, which we went to an event with not too long ago, and Corey Haim.
Such a nice guy.
And Corey Haim was actually a really good friend of mine. Like I still talk to his mom around the anniversary of his death every year. And
Right.
So you've actually done some really cool stuff. So tell us a little bit about you real quick.
Yeah, sure. I got my start in show business or entertainment back in the 3rd grade of school living in Portland, Maine. I'd go into the teachers' rooms and I would actually do voice impersonations of the likes of John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Jimmy Stewart. And there was a legendary Boston Celtic play-by-play announcer by the name of Johnny Most up here in New England. And they used to say he smoked a carton of cigarettes a day. And that was one of the first voices that got me into radio, but it followed suit with doing more and more impersonations. I actually played the part of Bozo the Clown for the Fox affiliate up here in New England.
He was Bozo the Clown.
True story. And I've done lots of radio. I've created a couple of animations that could see the light of day by the end of this year. I think they truly will. And I've written a children's book. It's called Charlie Horse. And one of those animations is going to be Charlie Horse. It's about a disabled horse who injures one of his legs, saving a baby bear from a forest fire. And it's all about anti-bully, as well as overcoming a disability, teamwork, compassion, wisdom, so on and so forth. But that's one of the animations. And the other one is geared towards a Fox TV, or I don't want to say an adult audience because I don't want anybody to misconceive what it is. Similar to what The Simpsons or what Family Guy is humor-wise.
Yes, I actually love The
Sounds
Simpsons was a
good to
big
me.
deal. So
Good that you're doing those things. They're important for kids to learn.
So what we're gonna do real quick. One, do you have the Gary Leavitt voices? They're gonna play it for us and for everybody to hear, and then we can come back and talk, and we can hear some of the voices that you do. I've actually listened to it. I don't remember everybody that's in it though. So Juan, you got that ready? Go ahead, everybody. This is Gary Leavitt's voices demo. Here it is.
My name is Gary Leavitt. I'm known as the Wizard of Stars for being able to impersonate thousands of voices. And here's my little kid voice.
Hi, everybody. My name's Gary.
I hope you enjoy the tape.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, boy, it's Krusty the Clown. Smithers,
Who is it, young fellow?
Gee, Mr. Burns, that's Homer Simpson.
Oh, Marge, I want to look at your goodies.
Not in front of the kids, homie. Ay, caramba.
How would you like a lollipop, Lisa Simpson?
Yes, Homer Simpson. He stole, he slept on the job, and he was rude to my customers. Still, we loved him. Come again.
Whoa, little Bart Simpson dude, hop onto the magic bus.
Bart Simpson, eat my shorts.
Hey, Mr. Crab, how about a Krabby Patty?
Oh, great. It's SpongeBob with his buddy Patrick.
Okay, SpongeBob.
Me need me money, boys.
I need the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Mayor Adam West.
But, Dad, you're a bully, and you're always picking on me. Hey, Lois, remember the time that we,
Peter, nah.
That's unbelievable. And not one of them sounds alike.
Oh, I appreciate that. And that's a key with voices. I try to stay away from any that might sound alike.
No.
And the other thing is I try not to do a voice that's anything less than an 8.5 or less than a 9, because if I'm doing that, people are going to remember that voice. They're going to say, oh, all the voices were great except for that one. And then they're going to focus on that one. And I know there's plenty of great voice impressions out there, but I think what they forget is just stick with your real good ones as opposed to loading up with ones that are just okay.
I loved all the Simpsons ones because I knew who all the characters were, so I knew who they were. The SpongeBob stuff because I don't watch SpongeBob. So you do a lot of kid ones, but you also do like all different, like adult kind too. Like what does Bozo the Clown sound like? I don't even know what Bozo.
He did Bozo.
Was that the beginning?
No, that was Krusty that you heard.
That's, I heard Krusty. Krusty, I know.
Yeah,
Krusty, I thought that was Bozo.
But over the years, Bozo's voice from the guys that originally that did it, it was more of a Ronnie Reagan type voice. But then I changed it because the people at Fox affiliate up in Providence, they said, make it more kid friendly. We know you can do voices, so make it more kid friendly. So
my Bozo the Clown voice was something like this. Howdy, everybody. It's your old pal Bozo. And just remember what your old pal Bozo always says. Just keep laughing. I'll see you around like a donut.
Around like a donut. Now, you live in Provincetown?
I actually live in a place called Woburn, Massachusetts. Woburn is known for its toxic water over the years. Of course, the movie Civil Action, which starred John Travolta and Robert Duvall. I don't know if you guys
we saw that. Yes, we did see that.
That's the city I live in.
I love Provincetown. I used to go there many, many, many years ago for Christmas in July. They used to do that back in the early 1960s. And Provincetown then was a quaint little fisherman's village. Now I understand it's a metropolis. You know, it's lost its little charm. Is that true?
Well, it's definitely a vacation tourist attraction. There's no doubt about it. A lot of people go there.
And then we used to go to the Mad Hatter, and we get these crazy hats and wear them with water faucets on them and nutty stuff. It was a lot of fun. But I loved Sandwich was beautiful.
Yeah, Sandwich is great.
The lighthouse out there we used to go to see was a very famous landmark. It's so beautiful up there in the summer. Of course, the winter.
Yeah, it's desolate during the winter, but Cape Cod during the summer, there's nothing like it.
It's beautiful.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Well, when we go east, I'll take you up there. Cape Cod it's I can't explain it. It's all watery and beautiful. The waters are very cold though for swimming, but it's beaches and little adorable houses and little. Is that restaurant still there that was buried half under the sand? And they had a beer thing on Sundays where everybody would sing. It was huge, and half of it was under the dunes, and the other part was wood, all beams. And you'd go in and you'd sit on wooden beam tables, and it was a beer thing. You'd shake your glass, and they would sing songs, all the guys and girls. It was wonderful. But this is like 50 years ago.
Right. I was going to say, Ron, you seem like you'd be more like a Hampton Beach guy, which is up in New Hampshire. And Hampton Beach was known for the guys coming down from Canada wearing the old Speedo bathing suits and dropping a baked potato down the front end.
No, but Provincetown was very gay when I went there.
Yeah, Provincetown is great. Actually, Marvin Hagler, one of the greatest middleweight boxers of all time, if not the best, he trained in Provincetown for years.
I was walking one of those little narrow streets with my friend Tommy, and a 59 Impala convertible came by with 4 guys in it, and they grabbed us by the wrist and they pulled us into the car and they took us down to the beach to a barbecue. That's the kind of fun we used to have back in those days. It wasn't an angry world, and it was a happy, fun world.
I wish it
I miss it. Yeah, I miss it. It was innocent. That was what we were. We were innocent.
So wait, I want to go back to the voices thing, because that seems to be a really big thing. And so how long does it take? Like if you watched some show came on TV and there was a new character or whatever that was on it, and you wanted to learn it, like how long does it take you to actually learn a character?
It's kind of funny. It's a great question, Jimmy. I would say, depending on the voice, sometimes I can pick it up right away, and sometimes it takes forever to do it. Like, I'll give you one voice that I didn't get down until it was way after the fact. George W. Bush. I never really had his voice down till he was done being president, which I never really tried to go after it. But today, there's really not a voice that like for your voices, I could listen to you guys, and I think if I hung out with you for a half hour, like we're doing now, I might have your voice down pretty good. But some I can get instantly, some it takes a while. And like I told you earlier, if I don't get it to the point where I think it's any good, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to give you something that I think that's any less than good.
Gary, if you imitate my voice, it's worth a fortune. I'm only hired because of my antique Brooklyn accent. When they do New York, Brooklyn today, it's so phony. Mine is real. So they hire me deliberately to play Mafia Brooklyn tough guys because of my accent. And it's a real accent. It's not, the put on that some of the actors do, which sounds so corny and terrible.
You would have been great in a Bronx Tale.
He would have loved it.
Yeah, that I love the movie, that movie. But I've been in some pretty good films where, unlike you, it's difficult to learn a voice because you have nothing to reference to except the voice. When an actor gets a script, he creates that character. And we have it in writing because the dialogue gives us what the character is doing. So it's much easier as an actor to act than a voiceover guy to do what you do. It's difficult what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think back and I hear sometimes when I haven't been able to pick up a voice real quick, I'll listen to an impersonator do it. I'll watch what he's doing with his mouth and where he's positioning his tongue or his lips or his teeth. And like, for instance, I'll give you Al Pacino. Al Pacino at one time, I was not really that good at it. And I'm being honest, I would have rated it maybe like a 5 or a 6. But today I give, and I'm not bragging, but I say it's pretty darn close to a 10 on the Al Pacino. But it depends on which Al Pacino you're looking for, from which movie. So I'll give you a little bit of an example from Son of a Woman and then also Scarface, if you don't mind. So I just kind of give your listeners and your viewers a little sample of what happens with the voices that I do. So Al Pacino, from Son of a Woman.
How you doing? Colonel Frank Slater here. This is my boy Charlie. Charlie's the only class that this act has here. Hoo-ah!
That's so good. That is so good. Son of a Woman.
That's more than a 10.
Now do Scarface.
And people forget in Scarface. I don't know. Here's my issues with Pacino and Scarface. If you really pay attention to him, he comes out of character. The voice, he comes out of that Tony Montana. Not once, not twice, probably at least a dozen times that the voice comes out of the Montana type voice, and then he goes back into it. You have to be like a real student of the voice impersonations. But the final scene, when he's got the mountain of cocaine on the desk, and he knows they're coming from. I don't want to swear on your show, so
you can swear. You can swear. It's okay.
Are you sure? Because I don't want to offend anybody.
No, that's fine. Don't worry. We swear all the
time. So this is the end.
Our viewers love it.
Okay, so the end scene of Scarface, he's going, and he's putting the guns together, and he's pushing the cake, the coke to this, not the cake, but the coke. Well, cake for him maybe. Okay.
You want to mess with me? Okay. All right. You want to fuck with me? Then say hello to my little friend.
That is incredible. If ever he can't do what's it called, a voiceover when we fuck up in the movie?
Oh, ADR.
An ADR. You could do the ADR for him.
They said swear away in the chat room.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm here with my my buddy Sean. Sean's got a little bit of a problem with his little 007. Sean, what seems to be the problem?
Oh, yes. Before I met the little blue pill, you got the blue pill. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, gentlemen? Okay. Before I had that little problem with my 007, but since I took it, it's been pushing galore.
It's been pushing galore.
Did you ever play a joke on a friend on a phone by using a voice?
I have. Believe it or not,
one?
yes, many a time. I won't incriminate myself here, but here's some of the people when I worked in rock and roll radio up here in Boston that we were able to pull off some pretty cool things on. Jed Gregg, governor of New Hampshire, he thought he was talking with Bobcat Goldthwait.
I said, this is Bobcat Goldthwait, and because of that damn Seabrook power plant, that's why my voice sounds. That's why it sounds like it does today.
And of course, we got a hold of Hillary Clinton. Believe it or not.
Oh, Hillary?
This was before Hillary became. Before Bill became president.
Bill, right.
The first time around when he was running, I said, "Look, what's the name of the hotel?" And I'll tell you the story behind it. What's the name of the hotel that we're staying at? And of course, the hotel we're staying at. And I said, "Look, I want to get a nice big steak dinner and see if you can get a threesome with one of those chambermaids." Needless to say, we couldn't play that back on radio. There was too many swears. And then here's a good one. You guys will like this. And Pat Buchanan. You remember Pat Buchanan, right?
Yes.
So one of the voices I did on this old rock and roll stations was Robert Parrish, the former Boston Celtics center who Jack Nicholson referred to as the chief out in Golden State before he came to Boston. So we got a hold of Pat Buchanan. And Pat, whether he was or not, I don't think he was, but he was labeled as kind of being a little racist and prejudiced. I don't think he was, to be honest with you. We had some fun with him. I got him on the phone. We got him on the phone, and one of my first questions was,
"Hey, what's happening, Pat?"
Now, he doesn't see me. He's only hearing the voice. He thinks Robert Parrish is in the studio and asking the question. He's on the phone.
I'd like to know if there's any truth to the fact that you're going to be having David Duke as your running mate.
And
shit.
You get in trouble with that stuff.
And we did that, and I wanted to see if he wanted to play a game of one-on-one basketball, and he knew that something was up with that.
Now,
But
are you married?
I am married. I'll be 30 years coming September.
Do you drive your wife crazy with voices?
Here and there. I think more so my kids, because my kids say, "Dad, you're always on. You're like Robin Williams."
It's okay. It's called show business.
It is.
Can you do Robin Williams?
Not as well as I'd like to, but I can tell you one that the last of the pranks, you guys will appreciate this. It worked with the late, great Kenny Rogers. And I called up the Kenny Rogers Roasters in California, and he happened to be there. We knew he was going to be there. And there's I'll switch it up to Schwarzenegger. It was hold on, here we go. Hello, dear Kenny. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Look, I wanted to tell you that I'm a little disappointed with you. I'm disappointed because you're taking the little things out of the toenails out without the anesthesia. How would you like if I come down and I prick this out of you there, the Kenny? And Kenny actually thought that he was talking to Schwarzenegger.
I don't think Kenny Rogers Roasters still exists, does it? I used to love
I don't
Kenny
think it
Rogers
does either.
Roasters in Florida. It was great.
And they weren't doing the anesthesia before they pluck them. So that's
that's hilarious. So who's your favorite impersonation that you like to do the best?
Well, favorite, it comes and goes. I love James Earl Jones.
Okay.
I love Morgan Freeman. In fact, here on social media, there was one night not too long ago, and I wish he was here now, my son, we had a Morgan Freeman off. And it meant he always said his was better than mine. And I knew if we did this, him against me, because I'm a voice impressionist, I said, he's going to win this by votes because he's the underdog. And I think I got outvoted 2-1. But of course, on Morgan Freeman, we took it right out of the Shawshank Redemption, if you don't mind.
Great movie.
No, go.
All right.
Do it.
My name is Morgan Freeman.
Wow.
Andy Dufresne is my friend. Get busy living or get busy dying. Goddamn right.
What a good movie, too.
That's incredible.
Wait.
That's a really good one.
Do you do James Earl Jones like Darth Vader James Earl Jones, or what do you do?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that I do that, but my all-time favorite James Earl Jones movie, it wasn't he was the main star, but he was a part of it, is Field of Dreams with
Kevin Costner.
And I'll give you a little bit of that if you don't mind. And then I'll do the Darth Vader right after that. Okay.
Yes.
So here we go. From the movie Field of Dreams, which we just lost Ray Liotta just the other day.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so we'll do that little soliloquy he does at the end.
They will come, Ray. Baseball has been the one constant in time. Oh, they most definitely will come. They will come.
I love James Earl Jones.
All
All right, so Darth Vader, here we go. Got to do the mouth thing here, though.
Young Skywalker, I see that Obi-Wan has taught you well.
Use the Force, Luke. Use the Force.
I see that Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell, Jedi warriors, they will be.
Oh my God, I love that.
You are terrific.
I love that. So besides doing this, you actually host a show, because I was looking at somebody you have coming up. I thought, oh my God, that would be a good guest. Your show is called Gary Leavitt and Friends. Tell us a little bit about your show.
Yeah, every Wednesday night on WATD up in Boston. It's a weekly entertainment variety show. And why we call it variety is basically what you guys do here. You got one celebrity after another. With my show, I try to get a professional athlete, Hollywood actor or actress, famous musician, comedians, and I try to get those human interest stories. And we've had some really, really good human interest stories. And the best human interest story we ever had so far, I mean, there's going to be others that come up, but we had a guy whose dad was driving the box plane that dropped the bomb at Nagasaki.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a human interest story. But my favorite guest so far on the show is my all-time favorite athlete, Julius Erving, Dr. J.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
We
love
don't really
the doctor. And
we
I
don't
know you
really
guys
do the whole
appreciate
sport
that with the New York accent there, too.
Yeah, we don't do the whole like athlete thing. Really, that's the one thing, because it's all entertainment and we're fags. We don't really watch a lot of sports.
We're basically film and TV and stage
and music. So, who are some of your favorite musicians that have been on? You have somebody getting ready to come. Who do you have coming on tonight? Because you have somebody coming on.
Yeah, we have Hollywood's own Beaver, Jerry Mathers.
Oh, there you go. Okay, leave
Yep.
it to Beaver. That's funny, because I saw something coming up.
We promoted it as Ward and the Beaver because Mickey Ward is an Irish Mickey Ward. He was a great boxer up here, and they actually fought at a worldwide level. So both of them on tonight. The Ward is a Mickey
Beaver.
Ward and the Beaver. Yeah.
Well, in California, if you say you're going to have Beaver on your show, you're going to get a big audience. You know what a beaver is in California?
No, I want to hear it. Go ahead.
Oh, he wants to hear you to say it.
A woman's
snatch.
Snatch. They call it a beaver. Out in California, I was at a party one time, and this guy was bragging. He was drunk, and he said, "Oh, it's real neat. I shot her a beaver." And I thought, what the fuck is he talking about?
He took a
And
picture.
then I had to ask somebody, he shot a beaver? What, is he drunk? He said, no. He checked out a girl's snatch. I dressed one up. I thought, that's a beaver? I'm going back to New York.
Well, one of the greatest movie lines ever using that word was Jack Nicholson in the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Do you remember that one?
I know the film, but I don't remember.
All right, so he's talking to Billy, which is Brad Dourif, the actor, and he's talking to him about he should be out. And he goes something like this: "What's the matter with you, Billy? You're just a kid. You ought to be out in a convertible, bird dogging chicks and banging beaver, man."
You are really
I love
incredible.
Jack Nicholson. He's like one of my favorite actors.
We've had a lot of people come on this show that do impressions, but boy, you really are the top one. You're incredible.
Thank you, Brad.
No, they really sound like who they are. There's not even a hint of not them.
I think that Jack Nicholson one was really good. I think that Jack Nicholson one was really good.
I want you to follow something. Do this for me, okay?
Sure.
Get over here. I ain't doing it no more.
So you want me to say it just like that, like a Boston accent?
Get over here. I ain't doing it no more. What do you want from me? Get over here.
As Nicholson.
No, that's Brooklyn.
Okay, I can do that. No. All right. So Bugs Bunny was from Brooklyn, right?
I don't know.
Yes, he was. I'm pretty sure. So let me see if I can do it as Bugs, because I'm going to do my Bugs Bunny Brooklyn accent. So,
Yeah, what's up, Doc? Get over here. I ain't gonna do it anymore.
Ain't not gonna do it no more.
No.
I ain't gonna do it no more.
Right,
I'm gonna
you got it.
mortalize you. You what a maroon.
Now you got it right. You got it right.
You do a lot of kids' voices, though. I mean, kids' cartoon voices, though. Like that seems
Well,
to
at
be a
least you're
big
making a
specialty.
good living at it. That's for good.
I love it. So
Right? Astro's on. Oops, my dog is trying to get up.
come on, Astro.
Come on, up, jump up.
So, what about like? Can you do any like 40s or 50s stars?
yeah, from long ago, I'll tell you what we can do here is I'll go back on TV shows as well as movies, if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
My favorite era or decade of TV was the 60s. And of course, my favorite TV show from that era starred Andy Griffith and Don Knotts.
There we go.
And the rest of that crew. But I'll run the gamut. So let's do Andy Griffith. Here we go. Oh, mind if I prepare for duty? I got my bald hair in my pocket. Ooh, I love that boy. Hoopy hoo. How about a haircut, Andy?
Mrs. Wiley, how do you do? My name is Ernest T. Bass.
Hogan's Heroes. You ready?
Oh yeah, Hogan's Heroes is my favorite.
Jennifer Calta, it's so nice to see you.
Shut up, Clink. Why are you always happy to see me when I'm never happy to see you?
Actually, that's
Colonel
really good.
Logan, back. I know nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing.
Has anyone ever accused you of being schizophrenic?
Yes, many a time. I think I get a form of Tourette's, to be honest with you guys. I really do.
That you hear voices, that you do them so well. Now,
What happens with me, I'll go into a place. It's funny, and I go into the convenience stores, and I have lots of Indian friends up here in the New England area. But if someone has a real thick Indian accent, I find myself going into talking just like them.
Do they get offended?
I don't think they do, because I have a pair of nice round glasses I wear sometimes. And when I do, they call me Gandhi Levitt. And that's truth be told. Not Gary, but Gandhi Levitt.
I think that's hilarious.
I mean, now listen, when you go to sleep at night, before you fall asleep, what voice do you hear? Your own or characters?
Sometimes it's characters.
Me too.
I know you're going to say he hears voices.
No. When I work on a film, if I just finished shooting and I go home to sleep, I dream and think in that character I just worked on the film. No, it's true. I speak. You don't lose it. It takes about a week after a movie to really go back to being who you are.
Yeah, it does.
When
I've done a
you're
lot of
the character.
voiceover lately as Sylvester Stallone. And my favorite Stallone line of all time is a very poignant or profound line from, I think it was the last Rocky that he did, the very last Rocky, not the Creed movies, but the last Rocky, where he says, remember one thing, it ain't how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit, and you keep on moving forward.
That really sounds like him a lot. So I have a question. Did you like the Creed movies? Because I liked them, but a lot of people didn't. I liked the first one a lot. The second one I thought was good. They're not as good as a Rocky movie, but I liked them. Because now they're going to do a new Creed movie, and Sylvester Stallone doesn't have anything to do with it. And I saw Frank Stallone like on Instagram saying that it's going to be a piece of shit, and they can't believe they cut Rocky out of it.
You know, I've loved the Rocky movies over the years. My favorite in order, obviously Rocky 1, the very first Rocky. But I have to say this. The Rocky Balboa story, which wrapped up all the other Rockies, that went on to become my favorite because they tied everything to a nice bow at the very end. They flashed back to all the different movies and the different things that took place with Ivan Drago, with Clubber Lang, which of course was Mr. T, with Hulk Hogan, so on and so forth. I love the Rocky movies, and the Creed movies are really good too. So partial to the last Rocky, love Rocky 1. And the Draga one's good too. I do like that. It's just, he's going against the Russian that's shooting up with the steroids.
So a friend of ours,
have you ever met him? Sylvester Stallone. Because, in person, Sylvester Stallone doesn't speak as he does on film.
No, I know that. I've seen him in action.
He speaks differently.
Actually, we have a friend who I'm working on a film project with right now, and he was the announcer in Rocky IV, like the ringside announcer guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Al Bandero. You might know
right.
him, actually. Al Bandero. He's a good friend of ours, and we're working on a film.
And
with
I
him.
knew Burt Young really well.
Wow. See, just great characters.
Burt Young came from Corona, Queens, New York. He was a fence, He used to deal hot goods.
Wait. Do you do Burgess Meredith?
No, it's true.
Yeah, he was a fence.
Right now, I swear to you, I'm not lying. His real name is Dickie. But Burt used to be a fence. We bought some stuff from him at times. And he sent a letter to the studio, to what's-his-name's acting studio, telling who he was and what he did. And they were interested, and they invited him in, Actors Studio, and he, from there, became an Academy Award-winning actor. Talk about a true story.
Actually, hang on a second. So one of Ron's very dear friends, Meg Rudick, is in the chat room, and she wrote a question. Do you do any female voices? Do you do like a male doing female voices?
I do Marge Simpson, which is not really, that is a female voice if you think about it. So it's women that are doing it. So how about Marge Simpson and Selma and Patty? Because Selma and Patty were actually the voice of Brenda, Rhoda's sister, in the TV show Rhoda. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
I love Rhoda.
Yeah.
So do a female voice for her.
All right. So as Marge Simpson, she would say,
Homer, you've had a dozen donuts so far. Why don't you save some for the rest of the kids? Very funny, fat boy. Why don't you rub my corns?
and that is Brenda from the Rhoda TV show. Who else does she want to hear? I can give it a shot.
I love it. I just like it. Can you do Burgess Meredith?
Wait, I have to ask Meg a question. Are you in Hilton Head or in Ohio? Because I'll call you after the show.
They said Linda Hamilton in Terminator.
No, I want Meg to answer.
So I'm waiting. She's not.
Meg, where are you? I'll call you.
Somebody in the chat room wants to know if you could do Linda Hamilton, and I want to know if you could do Burgess Meredith.
Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Or Marilyn Monroe.
I have the grade here next to me. Should I lift up my dress that I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, happy birthday, Mr. President, should be easy.
Very beautiful woman. Very beautiful.
Yeah, easy to do.
Can you
I'll put something back on you guys because you're the Hollywood buffs. All-time greatest looking female actress in Hollywood. Who do you got as number 1, 2, and 3?
Jane Russell, number 1. Rita Hayworth, number 2. Lana Turner, Hedy Lamarr, number 3.
What about you, Jimmy?
I wouldn't do that because I don't know those people. They're not my generation.
No, Jane Russell was my best friend, so I'm not going to not say her. Jane Russell was beautiful.
Jane Russell with the 18-hour bra.
I like Angelina Jolie, Charlize Theron.
Old Hollywood.
He didn't say old Hollywood. He said in Hollywood.
Oh, I thought he said old.
No,
all time.
I like all time. I like
so
Charlize.
Old time.
I like Charlize Theron, Angelina Jolie, and I don't know who the other one would be.
Jennifer, you don't love Jennifer?
No, you're not as the hottest though.
She's beautiful.
I have to go back and look at things. I like Donna Mills. I used to think she was the hottest thing ever.
She still is.
And at 81.
I can't get over her. She's gorgeous.
My 3 favorite are Raquel Welch, Linda Carter.
Oh, I like Linda Carter.
And it's a tie probably for third between Julie Newmar and Claudia Cardinal.
He knows Julie.
I know Julie Newmar well. That's a good
Linda
choice.
Carter follows me on social media.
Julie Newmar is a very kind, sweet, soft-spoken woman. Raquel Welch, another story. If you ever met Raquel Welch, you would not think she was pretty because she becomes very unattractive with her nasty.
Sorry to hear that. So what are you saying is she's never met a 4-letter word that she hasn't used?
Well, I don't know about that, but she's just not. There's something very peculiar.
I invited her on our show. They basically said never. She would never do our show.
Which is not a polite way of responding. The #1 web show in the world. I mean, you don't do that.
A lot of people in the chat room love Lauren Hutton. They like Lauren Hutton.
She's lucky that we even invited her on. We don't have too many people on here. We have a lot of people that want to come on, and we don't invite them. So I lost my earplug.
That's okay. So wait, why did you ask us that?
No, because you guys are there. You're tapped into it. So I just figured you see it. Maybe you know these people.
I have my own personal like favorites, but they're really not. Other people probably don't think they're hot, but they're my favorite. My favorite 3 like stars are Molly Ringwald, Jenny Garth, and Shannon Doherty. Like,
and my favorite.
They're like my favorite. Like I love them. Everything they
mine
do.
would be Sophia Loren because I worked with her, and I've seen her
she's a
in person.
beauty too.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was gorgeous in person. 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're on the set without makeup, and she was breathtaking.
Right.
And a lovely, lovely person, a very sweet girl. She was a girl then. I was 19. She was 23 before, so we were kids. But yeah, she's a beautiful person. I'd like to work with Sophia again. I really would.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
This is Astro, our dog.
I see Astro.
Astro is my love. I don't go anywhere without him. Astro, say hello to everybody out there. They all want to see you.
Say hi, Astro.
Say hi, Astro.
Hey.
All right, Raj. Railroad, Astro.
That's Scooby-Doo, right?
Scooby-Doo or Astro, because Scooby-Doo is more.
Oh, Astro.
Scooby-Doo.
I love that.
Astro had a little more of a rasp to it.
Astro is a 7-pound rescue. He's poodle and terrier mix, and he's absolutely the most loving, adorable dog you ever want to know.
Good-looking dog, I can see
And
through here.
he's a lover and a kisser and a baby dog. Look.
So tell everybody, how do they listen to your show?
Look, everybody.
Yeah, sure, Jimmy. The radio show again is called Gary Leavitt and Friends. It's on 95.9 WATD up in Boston. You can go online and listen to it at 959WATD.com. And we're on tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. Again, Jerry Mathers, the Beaver, and Mickey Ward, the Boxer, will be on. In future weeks, we are going to have Julie Newmar. See, I made sure I played that well.
Ron Moser.
Loretta Swit is also going to come on the show. One of the most recent women who I left off the list, and she's going to be mad at me, is Barbara Eden. I think Barbara Eden is
she's fabulous. I dream
a beautiful woman, but she's just like, when I was talking to her on the phone, I almost felt like I've known her for years. She's a sweetheart. She truly is.
Most of those broads are. No, there's a few of them that, I've met probably 80% of all of them in the business, because I'm in the business 64 years, so you do meet people.
Long time.
Yeah, well, I'm 82 years old. I started at 19, so do the math.
You look great, though. You look great.
Thank you. But the only ones that I found that were not nice were the girls, the women that really didn't like men. Seriously, these sexy women that use men or are offensive to men were offensive to me. But the women who like men and have male friends were very kind and good. But there are some man haters out there that are they feel used. Marilyn Monroe, by the way, was one. Marilyn Monroe, according to Jane Russell, was not very friendly to many people. She felt that men only wanted to use her and only looked at her as a sex object, nothing more. So she had a little bit of a problem with men. So I think if I were to interview Marilyn Monroe today, it would have been a difficult interview because she would have thought right away, oh, he's going to instantly go to the sex thing, which I wouldn't deliberately.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But the women that do not like men are the bitches.
So wait, we've only got 1 minute left. So you guys, I know it really went fast. So you guys, Gary's website is GaryLeavitt.com. It's GaryLeavitt. If you're in the Boston area, they do all kinds of stuff. He goes and has a company that goes and performs for everything. And we need to leave on a good impression. So who's one you haven't done yet?
The very best that you do. Your most wonderful impression.
I can leave you with a rap song if you want. I'll go really fast. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is the presidential rap. You said I could be dirty, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. This is from Trump all the way back to JFK in order. Hey there, homie. I'm no chump. My name is Donald Trump. Obama's a pussy. I grab some too. Make America great. That's what I'll do. Yo, mama. I'm Barack Obama. Here to do the presidential lap. I go to the left. I can't go right. Here's my cuz. He'll keep it real tight. What up, Jarg? W's in the house. No weapons of mass destruction, not even a mouse. let me be clear, just plain glib, Bill Clinton is hanging in his crib. All you single ladies keep on chilling because Bubba Clinton is always willing. I didn't inhale, I promise you. Now here's my bro to tell you a thing or two.
Read my lips, because lips don't lie. I'm Puff Daddy Bush, not a bad guy. Here's someone who's a little bit hipper. Can I get a woo-woo for the gipper?
Well, check, baby, 1, 2, 3. I'm run of the GOP. Hey, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Now here's JFK, and he'll finish the call.
Yes, I'm JFK, the Grandmaster Rapper. Dressed to the nines, I always look dapper. Republicans, Democrats, and independents too. It's what the presidential rap can do for you. Word.
Love it.
That
Thank you
is
so much.
absolutely the best I've ever heard. I've never heard anything like it
love it.
in all my years in the business. You are sensational.
Thanks, guys. I really
Gary,
appreciate
thank you
you
so
having me.
much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for giving us
Have
a
a
good
great
show
show tonight.
and giving us a good show.
Everybody
Thank
tuned in. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, Gary. Thank you, Donna Mills. Thanks, chat room. Thanks,
Bye, Gary.
Ron. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see you
Thank
next
you.
week. Bye-bye.
Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.